What is up, YouTube? I know it has been a very long time since you guys have seen me. I've been extremely busy. I actually went on some trips. I've had some personal things going on, so I do apologize for the very long time that has been since I could come back and give you guys an episode, but today we got a great one for you. I have Faye back. If you have not watched the first episode that we did with Faye, it was awesome. It was on gold and silver. She is a gold and silver specialist, and she is extremely knowledgeable when it comes to this asset class, so we got a treat for you guys today. Get ready. Now get to that intro.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back. My self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on.
Now, before we kick this thing off, if you have not subscribed, please smash the subscribe button. Join the Winner's Corner. That way you're notified every single time a new video comes out. I have to let this be known that I am not a financial advisor, and neither is any of the co-hosts that I have on this show. This is for entertainment purposes only, and this is just what we are doing, and hopefully this inspires you to go out, do your own research. That way you can put a financial plan together that works for you. Not for me, for you. Also, if you are looking to join the 3T Warrior Academy, my affiliate link is down below, along with the TradingView affiliate link. It would definitely help the channel out, and not only that, you would also get up to $30 off on a membership. So check it out. You win, I win. It's a win-win situation. Now let's get into this. We are going to bring on our guest, and this should be a very exciting episode. So do not miss this. Stay tuned for the whole episode, and at the end of it, smash the like button, leave a comment, and let me know what y'all think. All right, everybody watching, as promised, I did bring back the gold and silver guru herself, Faye. Everybody give her a warm welcome by smashing the like button. It is much appreciated. And leave comments in the section below. Her information will be in my link at the bottom of the video, so check that out. That way you guys can get the best gold and silver prices out there. If you find a better price than she can give you, she will actually match your price. So it's a win-win situation, and you can get the best prices on precious metals. We're going to go over the gold and silver spot price. So she's going to kind of take it from there. And then we're also going to get into some technical analysis, long-term and short-term, along with some news articles that have come out and some other types of things to show you which way this market can go and why it is so important to hold this asset class as financial insurance. Let's get into the spot prices now. All right, so we got the spot prices of gold and silver pulled up now. Faye's going to take it from here.
Hi, everyone. All right, spot gold in USD is 19.15.29. Spot silver is 22.45 as of today, June 22nd at 2:20 p.m. See in the chart below, there's a lot of downward pressure there. In the last month, spot gold has come down about $26 and spot silver about 37 cents. The price of spot in Canadian, for my Canadian friends, got spot gold at 25.18.82, and we've got spot silver at 29.53. Again, you'll notice that downward pressure. Spot gold has come down in the last month $101, and spot silver has come down about $1.10. Just to round that up. Now, some of the downward pressure is because of, I think, because of summer complacency. There also hasn't been much news of, the banking issues that came up a couple months ago. So that issue has sort of tamed in the news a bit. So people aren't rushing to protect their finances and hedging their bets. We've got the housing report that came out a couple days ago. And of course, we've got continued market manipulation. I think a lot of the powers that be are trying to cover their shorts, so they've been pushing the price of metals down.
I 100% agree with you there. And that kind of brings us into our next section of this, where I'm going to get into my TA on gold and silver on the charts here. So let's get into that section of it. All right. So right here, we're on the gold trading view chart here. We're sitting here on the weekly. I like to do precious metals and stuff on a further time frame out. If you look over here, we've been riding on this trend line here for quite a while, since October of last year, and it's had multiple touches here, and here. And right now we're kind of at a determination. What are we going to do here? Are we going to bounce up from here, or can we go lower? Personally, I do believe that we do see a 1901, which is the bottom of the golden pocket, and then maybe a possible bounce up from there. If not, then I think we could easily head down to the 0.5 fib here. As you guys can see, it's bounced here in the past, and I think that that would be a significant level, and that's at the 1846, and we had that even back in March of this year. So I think that that's a very realistic level for us to get before we start seeing upward momentum. Also, this is a major resistance here, so we got to get through this for if we want to see anything, crazy numbers, and that's going to be a lot of stuff that we got to get through. We have resistance here. We have resistance here. We have resistance here at the 888. And then we got the high here. So we've got a lot of work to do if we want to get up into these levels, but I do think it can be done. And I think it will take a major catalyst to push that up. And I think that it's coming. And we have some proof to kind of show you guys that there is some weird things going on right now and is in the works. Now, if we go over here to silver, I really like this chart, and it really gives me an idea of where this is possibly going to go. Now, this is a trend line that we've had for a very long time. This goes back from 2011 up here on this top trend line that you see. And we have multiple touches. We have one here, 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 and here. And that was our last one that we got rejected at. It was also at the 0.382 fib, which is interesting. And now we're getting pushed downward again. This is a shorter trend line here that created this wedge pattern, and we have a few different touches. So this would be our first sign of support here. Can we hold this? If we do not hold this, I really like this trend line right here that pushes us in a larger wedge pattern formation, and it's coming to its apex. We have multiple touches, as you guys can see, along the lines of this bottom blue line right here. And what's interesting is this is a significant support level. As you guys can see, it's been resistance as well, but in the past, come up, it's been resistance, and then on the way down, multiple touches, and we're going to be testing it here soon, in my opinion, which would be putting us about 1865, and we were just there last year in September of 2022. Now, if it does crack this, and it's going to be at that apex at that point, keep in mind. So from there, do we bounce up and we have a crazy recovery, or do we keep heading down? Next levels to be keeping an eye on would be something about right here, would be about $16 area, something like that. So these are levels that you would definitely want to keep an eye on. This is not financial advice, but if this were me, and this is personally what I am going to do, is I would probably get some down here, a little bit down here. I'd get more down around this 236 fib level, which is at $20.67. And then I would load up even more here at this $18 level, so on and so forth. Even if we crack that, I'll load up more here at this $16, because I think that at that point we will be coming to a bottom very, very soon. And then we would ride a wave up. That would be massive. I really think we're going to see a massive wave up. That is my analysis, short term and long term, for people who are wanting to get into this asset class.
So, Kyle, I just want to make a point there. So even if the prices may come down, it doesn't mean that the premiums will stay the same. The premiums may go up, because I know that inventory in the COMEX is low. So, I mean, with low inventory, the premiums tend to rise. So I think that you have to factor that in when you're looking at, or when you're waiting for the prices to come down. So we'll see what happens. That totally
makes sense. That totally makes sense. And that's something that I personally didn't even think of. And that is exactly why I have you on this show, because you're way more knowledgeable when it comes to this asset class than I am. And for me, just basing it off of the charts here, this is what I saw. And then you come in with that, which is a very valuable piece of information that everybody needed to hear. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's exactly right. The premium can keep going up, even though the spot price keeps going down. So you're still going to be paying pretty much the same amount, whether you got it here or if you get it down in here, because the premium is going to keep rising. So that actually makes a lot of sense, what you're saying here. So I appreciate that piece of advice. And I think that's a lot of knowledge that
there's huge demand right now on silver. So I can definitely foresee the premiums rising even more, for sure.
So what about gold as far as those premiums? Because those premiums are nowhere near as high as the silver premiums. So when we're talking about the gold chart and the prices dropping dropping on that, would you say that you would possibly just wait on the gold to kind of let it hit its next leg down? Because I think that we're definitely heading down a little bit from here.
Yeah.
Would you suggest that you would hold on and wait, or you just start dollar cost averaging in now?
Yeah, it depends on your tolerance level. I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't be waiting because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, we're going to talk about in the next segment about, the military action that's happened in all the major cities. We're building up to something, and I want to have myself in a secure position so that I can protect myself, protect my family, be able to purchase things and protect our family finances into the future, right? So I'm not waiting.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I really do. And that's something that I've been trying to do the best I can for quite a while now. I've been just dollar cost averaging into precious metals because you never know when that day is going to happen. And when it does, I want to be prepared in every way I possibly can. That way my family is financially secure still, even though the rest of the world, unfortunately, is going to be in a downward spiral. So as we were talking about in our last segment, this is the military action. If you guys go on Twitter, just type in military in US and you're going to see it. And it's also happening in Canada. Is that right, Faye? That's what I've heard. It's been happening in Canada as well.
I heard that it may have happened in Montreal, but I can't really say either way. I was sent a picture, but I can't verify the picture, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you go through Twitter, you're just going to see it's mad cities right now in the US that are just having a lot of military action going on right here. Tanks, jets, fighter pilots, all sorts of different stuff. Military helicopters. Pretty crazy when you actually start looking at it. And they're definitely gearing up for something. Like this guy says right here, prepare for bank runs as U.S. banks have been on the verge of collapse for months. The Fed wants banks bankrupt so JP Morgan can buy most of them up and centralize the banking elites. I've actually been saying for a while, I think that it's going to be JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. And those will be the only banks left standing when all of this comes to a head here. And I think we're well on our way. And this is telling us something here. And for the people that think that the US dollar can't collapse, you are greatly mistaken. We've been lied to for years and years and years. And if you can't see the writing on the wall by now, I don't really know what to tell you guys, but you got to wake up here because things are definitely in action. There's definitely things going on. And if we just stay blind to the fact, you're going to get left behind and your family is going to struggle because of that. That's just reality. So loading up on precious metals is a great thing because if all you have is the US dollar and it does collapse, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if one day you wake up and all of your money's gone? I mean, that's something that people need to think about. What are your thoughts on this, Faye?
Well, I mean, you want to have precious metals not only for a collapse, but for a conversion to a new monetary system. Why do you think all the central banks are in precious metals and buying up and stockpiling precious metals? Because they know that when we move to the new monetary system, that people aren't going to trust it. What do they trust? They trust real sound money, which is precious metals. So they're going to have to look at backing the currency with precious metals, gold and silver, so that there's trust. And we're going to be able to settle debts and convert our precious metals into the new currency.
And exactly. And can you actually elaborate on this a little more? Because I think a lot of people are confused on what money actually is. And they think that your US dollar or even your Canadian dollar, whatever that is money, right? But that's a currency. So there's a difference there. And if you can elaborate on that a little more for listeners that are kind of confused with what that actually is as money versus a currency.
Yeah. I sent you a infographic and we're going to just look at the properties of money. What are the properties of money here? It's a medium of exchange. For example, the community uses beaver pelts as a medium to trade for other goods, right? So they give a beaver pelt, they get a pot, right? So it's a medium of exchange. A unit of account, for example, housing prices in Japan can be compared using the yen as a unit of account, and it's a store of value. For example, 1 ounce of gold could buy a toga in Roman times, and it can buy a nice suit today. So in other words, money must be fungible. One unit is viewed as interchangeable with another. Durable, an item must be able to withstand being used used repeatedly, right? Gold and silver definitely is. Portable, yes, you can put in your pocket. Individuals can carry money with them and transfer it to others. It's uniform, so all versions of the same denomination must have the same purchasing power. It's limited in supply. We definitely know that precious metals is limited. It's acceptable, so wherever you go, it can be accepted for goods, and it's divisible. It can be divided into smaller units of value. Now, this chart came from Visual Capitalist, if you guys want to find it.
Yeah, I think this is pretty crazy information when you actually break this down and now you put your own currency wherever you live and you start looking at all these different things. Is your currency actually money or is it just a currency?
Yeah, it's not money. Yeah.
Exactly. It's BS, and it's not backed by anything.
Well, it's backed by the trust in the military and the government, and people don't have much trust left in the government. They've been printing and deflating our money away. So yeah, we're going to have to go back to something that people can trust in the new system. And I think that whatever that is, it's going to have to be backed by something we can trust, which is precious metals.
Couldn't agree more. This actually brings us to our next part here, is that a lot of these states, at least in the US, they're not even accepting gold or silver right now as a form of payment. You guys can see all the red states here. These are states that do not allow you to use gold and silver to buy goods. I'm actually in this state here and I'm not allowed to, but thankfully I could drive over here to AZ and I can do that, which is not that far of a drive from me. So I'm okay with that. But these are the states that do accept it. Does Canada accept that or no?
No, not yet. It's not legal tender right now.
Now, that's not saying that this cannot be eventually used as currency in these other states here. Let's say that we wake up one morning and the banks are all froze up. We can't access our accounts or anything like that. People have precious metals that they want to be able to trade for goods. I think that this type of thing would open up and these states would be legal to do that. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. It's because if we say it is, if we say that we can trade it for goods, then that's what the people want. And that's what's going to happen, right? We're going to take our finances into our own hands.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's the thing is when that type of day happens, it's going to be wild. Like we will probably see chaos in the streets and it'll be an uproar everywhere. And they're going to have to do something to calm the people down. They can't just tell you no. And not only that, let's say your neighbor has a supply that you need. You don't think that they're going to take a precious metal for it? Hell yeah, they will. Not only that, all the stores are going to do it too because they're not going to have any other way of means of being able to sell their goods, right? So if they have a whole bunch of goods sitting on a shelf and people want to pay a hard asset to purchase those goods, they're going to do it because they need to be able to make some sort of money. What are they going to do? Just sit there and not operate anymore? Close the doors down? They got to do something.
Just look at Venezuela, right? We brought that up last time we talked, but Venezuela, That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're buying goods with chips of gold and silver. And like I said before, if it's happening there because their money was devalued, it can happen anywhere, right? And look at the US dollar, and it's the world reserve currency. If people lose trust in it, then that's where we're going to end up. So I think that's why they're looking at changing the financial system before that happens. And they know, again, that they need to back it with something that's trustworthy, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. I think that that's where we're headed, I am a big believer in cryptocurrency as well. And I think that somehow the two will merge. I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to play out, but I do believe that crypto is here to stay. And I think that it will eventually become a commodity. It's going to be so needed that we have to use that because they are trying to switch us into a digital system. This actually brings me into a segment that I just want you guys to watch this clip. It's pretty crazy. Just listen to what this guy is saying, and it makes a lot of sense.
What you think is coming is a recession. What your crazy friends might say to you is coming is maybe a depression. You'd be mistaken. Those are lies. What is coming is a collapse of the dollar. You haven't had one of those. We've never experienced the collapse of the dollar, of the world's reserve currency. This will make us Venezuela. Make no mistake. If you want to be prepared, prepare yourself like people should have prepared in Venezuela. Soon, I don't know when, but it will happen overnight. Soon, everything will be collapsing and the banks will close and there will be chaos.
Okay, so that clip totally went into everything that we've been saying. as far as what's going on with Venezuela. And what are they doing right now? They're chipping off gold to buy, goods and stuff like that. They're using silver, et cetera, et cetera. And he's saying prepare like Venezuela, because that's where we're headed next, right? And I don't know if it'll get to the level that they're at. I mean, that's pretty wild to actually think that it could get to that type of a level, but it's definitely possible. And if you actually have looked over years and years and years, all empires, being one of those empires right now, they've all collapsed, every single one over the history of time. They eventually collapse. And I think we're on the verge of that. So
yeah, it's pretty clear that that's happening right now, that we're de-dollarizing, right? With everything that's happening with the BRICS nations. You can see what's happening in Saudi Arabia. You can see all of the wars and rumors of wars and what's happening with oil. Everything that is pointing to de-dollarization.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And this kind of brings us into this chart real quick. This is the website right here, elementsvisualscapitalist.com. Faye, if you want to kind of go over what this chart actually is and what it means.
So basically what this chart shows is that as the US debt rises, and right now we're at over $32 trillion, the price of gold keeps up with it. Okay, so what we will see is the price of gold continuing to rise with the rising of the US debt.
Right.
We'll also see the price of precious metals rising because of wars, rumors of wars, job losses that are coming. We'll see precious metals rising because of a coming real estate crisis, fiscal policy. So all of the things mixed together is definitely going to impact the future of precious metals for sure.
Right. Yeah, totally makes sense. All right. So that is all we have for you today. Faye, I want to thank you very much for coming on this show. We will try to get you back on here at a later date when things start to go on and more chaos ensues. We greatly appreciate it. If you guys could please check her email out. It is in the description below if you guys are looking to purchase any precious metals. And Faye, any closing remarks before I let you go?
I just want to say thank you for having me on again. It was a pleasure to sit and talk with you. Thank you to your viewers, and I would love to come back sometime soon.
Sounds
Hopefully
good.
There's no chaos. We'll
yeah, I think we all are hoping for that, but we all see the writing that's on the wall as well.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
At this time, we
Get
just
your
got to be
medal.
prepared.
Yeah, get your medal. Get it now. Yeah, do it. Just do it. This is not financial advice, but I gonna be your financial friend.
Right on. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.
Let me know what you guys thought. Did we do a good job? I'm a little rusty. I haven't been on this for quite a while, so I'm just trying to get my bearings again. But what do y'all think? You guys think we did a good episode here? If so, leave a comment below. Hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button. I will be back with another episode very soon here, hopefully next week. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging for a month again. I had so much things going on, and I really wanted to record, but I was just so slammed. So please forgive me, and I'm going to try to put out episodes every single week here again. As always, have a beautiful, blessed day. Take care. Peace.
Damn patty, gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got $1 flipped up. I'm trying to get an NFT to get them when they're